Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a long time, just like I said it might be in my last video a few months ago. I wanted to start this channel back up because I am pregnant. So I am pregnant with baby number 2. I will be 12 weeks exactly tomorrow, and I wanted to start up my YouTube channel again, get this thing going, and hopefully just create some memories with not only my first baby, but my second baby as well. So I figured in today's video what I would do is a whole first trimester recap. How I found out I was pregnant, and my signs and symptoms, and if we know the gender of the baby. So, first being how we found out that I was pregnant. Chris and I had decided a month earlier that, if it happened, it happened. If baby number 2 was going to make its debut, from any time then on, we would be super grateful and we were ready. And we were so lucky and blessed enough that it happened right away. I am so grateful that was our situation. So I found out in August that I was pregnant, and our due date is May 7th. Basically, I found out, I didn't even miss my period yet. So I found out about 3 weeks and like 2 days, which with my daughter, I found out at like 3 weeks and 4 days. So I'm very intuitive. I know my body really, really well. So I just kind of had this feeling that I was pregnant. I actually tested a day before I got a positive, and it was negative, and that's just because it was too early, but I just had a feeling. I just knew in my gut. Also, first few signs and symptoms that kind of led me to believe I was pregnant was identical to how I thought I was pregnant when I got pregnant with my daughter. So I had an insane sense of smell. It was absolutely insane. I could smell anything from anywhere, and also my boobs hurt. So that was kind of like my 2 signs of, I might actually be pregnant. Starting around week 4 and still going strong now has been nausea. So that is something that just happens for me in pregnancy. I get very, very sick. I don't typically throw up, which I'm very happy about. And due to the pandemic, I'm actually working remotely 100% of the time. So that's been really nice that I've been able to be at home while I haven't been feeling well. But it's so funny. I was like, oh my gosh, this pregnancy is identical to my daughter's, because I literally at 4 weeks, it's like the day turned 4 weeks, I started getting sick. And it was at exactly 4 o'clock on the dot, just like it was with Charlie. So I just couldn't get over how similar my pregnancies have been. They have literally been the exact same. I will say, along with nausea, which has been rough, has been like, I have no appetite. I'm usually someone who tries to eat relatively healthy, and I feel like I've had a Pop-Tart almost every single day of the first trimester, because it's really like the only thing that doesn't make me feel super, super sick. I feel better in the mornings, so I kind of try to have a good breakfast. Usually lunch is when it starts a little bit, but by 4 p.m. is when I feel pretty sick. Along with nausea, I have been exhausted, which I don't really remember this too much with Charlie, but I also didn't have a 16-month-old running around at the time. So I think that has a lot to do with it. But yeah, I'm exhausted. Absolutely exhausted. I feel a little bit better now. I will have to say, between weeks 6 and 10, those are by far the worst. I think 11 and 12, I've had days where, yes, I'm tired, yes, I feel sick, but I'm not just like on the couch from 4 p.m. until, my husband gets home. And I'm grateful my mom and my aunt help with Charlie. So like, I have a lot of help, which is nice. I can take care of my body and take care of this baby. But I still do work full time. So and of course she's my daughter, and I'm with her still every day. So it's kind of hard to just sit there and let other people completely take care of her. So that's definitely been a challenge. But I have so much help. I have so much support, which is really, really awesome. So another thing that I've had this pregnancy is really bad acne. After I got done breastfeeding, my daughter, she was 13 months when we stopped breastfeeding. She is 16 months now. After I stopped breastfeeding, I noticed that my skin was not as good as it was before. But then I got pregnant, and my skin has just been awful. Once again, when I got pregnant with my daughter, my skin was really, really bad. So it's something that hopefully will go away, after the first trimester. It got a little better in my previous pregnancy. So I'm hoping we'll see, just like, hopefully the nausea will go away. Hopefully I'll get that second trimester boost of energy. I'm sorry, they're doing road work outside, so if you hear crashes, that's what it is. But yeah, so those have been like my main signs and symptoms. Other things, like I had mentioned before, crazy sense of smell, sore boobs, what else? Moodiness. Oh my goodness, my poor husband and family. I have been like uncharacteristically moody. My temper is very short, and I just feel cranky. I just don't feel like myself. And that can be a lot of things, right? So it can be the hormones, it can be pregnancy, it can also be stress because of work, stress because of the pandemic. All of that stuff goes into this situation, but I have just not been feeling my best. So, overall, it felt kind of yucky these past few weeks. So I'm really looking forward to breaking into that second trimester, which I'm almost there. Technically, the second trimester is, some people go with 13 weeks, some people go with 14. It's technically like 13 weeks, 2 days, and like 8 hours or something like that. That's actually when you go into your second trimester. So hopefully when I get into that area, I'll start to feel a little bit better. So that's probably it for signs and symptoms. So far, I've gained about 3 pounds, which is typical for the first pregnancy. I'm not going to share what I started at or anything like that, because I know that can kind of be triggering, and that's just not something that I want to share. But I gained 3 pounds so far. So I'm on track, which is good. I feel like I could have gained a lot more because I've traded protein smoothies and salads for Pop-Tarts and cheese sandwiches, but it is what it is at this point. Whatever I can do to feel okay and keep this baby growing. So that's my plan. As far as the gender, we do know the gender. So I did actually go ahead and announce my pregnancy along with the gender on my Instagram. And we're having a little boy. I can't believe it. I can't believe we're having a boy. I kind of knew from the beginning, maybe some of you other moms out there have had this, where you just have this intuition of like, exactly what gender your baby is. And for Charlie, I knew the moment I saw the pregnancy test that she was a girl. And the exact same thing happened with me with this baby. I knew as soon as I saw the pregnancy test that it was a boy. So I am just so excited. Charlie's my little girl and I love her, and I'm so excited for her to be a big sister to a boy. I am just over the moon, and I'm so excited for Chris to have a son. He's just the best dad, and I can't wait to see him with a little boy. So we're all excited, and I know there's no crazy gender reveal or anything like that on here, but since I'm getting started a little bit later, finally getting some energy up and doing this whole first trimester recap, I figured I'd just share the news. Yeah. So that's where we're at. Right now, the baby is the size of a plum, so we're getting there. I don't have too much of a bump, but I will show you in a second what that's looking like. I'm actually, again, right on track. I took pictures every week with my daughter's pregnancy, and I'm literally right on track where I was with her. So it's just so crazy how some people have very similar pregnancies and some people have completely different pregnancies. So let me show you the bump. So here is the baby bump. You can see I am showing, which is nuts. I am showing. I have my little bump right here. It's just so crazy. I just can't believe that I'm pregnant again. I am so excited. I'm so excited to go through this again, and I have been just praying that this experience is as beautiful as it was with Charlie, and we'll go from there. But I did want to say, before I completely wrap up the video, I want to put on film my goals for the second trimester. So this first trimester, I really had wanted to stay active, and I'm usually someone who works out, 4 to 5 times a week consistently. It's what I do for my mental health. It's how I feel good. And that just wasn't happening. I was very, very sick. So I gave myself some grace. I'm trying to, at least. And I decided to put together some second trimester goals that are reasonable. And I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna film them, so then that way I can hold myself accountable, and you guys can hold me accountable too. So I was walking in my first trimester, so it's not like I was not doing anything. I would walk, even on some days where I felt really, really bad, I would still walk. And I want to continue that, but in my second trimester, I'd like to do some more pregnancy safe exercises that really help strengthen my muscles. That's one thing that's been really hard for me is, body image through pregnancy. And I want to do a whole video on that, separate of the reality of body image during pregnancy. But one thing that I really struggle with is losing the muscle tone in my legs and my arms. That has been really, really difficult. But I'm growing a human, right? Like, that's not where my priorities should be at. That being said, exercise is really important during pregnancy, and once I start to feel a little better, I'm going to start to incorporate, more strength training, using my body weight and things like that to hopefully build some of that muscle tone back up. Exact same thing happened in my daughter's pregnancy. I don't know how many times I'll say this in that video, but I really struggled first trimester to do any sort of exercise. Second trimester hit, I started to feel a little better, and I was able to get back to some sort of routine. So that's my plan. Second is if you don't know, I am a Christian, and I really enjoy my faith. I trust God completely with all things in my life, but I tend to be an overthinker and an overanalyzer. So I did a pretty good job with this in my first trimester, but I'm going to try to continue to trust God through this process, ask for peace, pray for a healthy baby, and pray that I'm able to, just have a calm demeanor through the rest of this pregnancy, and once the baby's here. So I think that's where I'll wrap up. Thanks so much for watching. I know it's been a while. I plan to come back, like I said, do pregnancy updates. I also want to have some more real talks. I think, I was actually talking to my mom about this, and part of the reason why I kind of stepped back from YouTube was because I felt a little too surface level. I'll be 100% honest with you. And that's not who I am. What you see is what you get. I am 100% honest. And not that I wasn't honest in my previous videos, but I wanna sit down with you guys. I wanna have more in-depth chats about things that people don't talk about, whether that's motherhood, lifestyle, things along that nature. That's where I wanna go with this channel. So hopefully you'll join me. Be sure to like the video, comment, share, all that fun stuff. If you haven't subscribed already, go ahead and do that. I know I've kind of been all over the place with this channel, but that's part of finding yourself, right? That's part of finding yourself, is learning along the way, and that's exactly what I'm doing. So God bless, take care, and I will talk to you later. Bye.